Hey, welcome. I am so glad you're here. Let's get right into it about this inner child work. Everyone, I'm really glad you found me. I'm glad you're here. Whatever you searched to get you here, whether that was, inner child work or exercise movement, whether you just on my page, which is really about movement to help us work through, mental health things like eating disorders, like body disorders, like this inner child work. For me, movement has been incredibly healing. Exercises have been incredibly healing. I like to do that. That's what works for me. So hopefully I can share some of that with you today. So what we're going to go through in this class, it shouldn't be too long of a class. You can choose one of the parts of this class. You can do all three. We're going to start with a meditation. You do not have to be good at meditation. We're going to do a check-in. We're going to meditate. We're going to kind of do an imagination exploration of some inner child stuff. We're going to do a writing exercise. And then we're going to do some actual movement, like get up and move, very, very fun things, okay? So I'm not a therapist. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just a gal who's done a lot of work on this stuff myself. And I wanted to share some things that I found helpful, all right? So let's get started with our imagination check-in, meditation, woo thing. And then we'll move on to writing and do some movement. Feel free to skip ahead or to stop after this or come back to this video at another day. You don't have to do it all at once, okay? We're not healing ourselves overnight here, people. So let's get started. Let's begin with this imagination exercise meditation type deal, okay? So go ahead and take a seat, like I said. Close your eyes. Get comfortable, really settle in from head to toe. Feel where you are in the room. You don't have to close your eyes if it doesn't work for you. If keeping them open is best for you, totally do that. I just find it easier. I'm distracted easily, so I find it easier to close my eyes. Go ahead and take a really big inhale and exhale. One more breath at your own time. Big breath. Nice. And let's settle in. Just return to normal breathing. Try to feel wherever that breathing is happening for you. See if you feel it more in your belly, if you feel it more in your chest. You can feel the air coming in and out of your nose or out of your mouth. Where do you really feel your breath? This is kind of going to be your anchoring point throughout the video. So wherever you can feel your breath, if you feel your midsection expanding, if you feel your chest expanding and releasing, if you feel your nose, the air coming out of your nose or your mouth, just go ahead and take a minute, to find which one is best for you. And let's make sure to relax that jaw. We're not clenching our jaw or anywhere else on our body. Take a second to look, are your shoulders tense? Are your hips tense? Is your mouth tense? Is your forehead tense? And just send some breath in that direction. There's nothing wrong with it being tense. If it stays tense, even after you send some breath to it, that's okay. So what we're going to do today is some visualization, all right? So I want you to open your mind to the idea that this exercise, there's no way to do it right. There's no way to do it perfect. You're here, you're trying your best, and that's more than enough. So just to get that visualization going, I want to kind of take us into another place. I want you to imagine a bubble. Starting a small bubble right in front of you. It can be whatever color you want. It can be moving, it can be still, it can be made of soap, air, water. And as it slowly starts to come to you, it gets bigger and bigger. And there's a warming presence from it. It's comforting. It's nice. You somehow know this bubble. It's still coming towards you. It's getting larger and larger until it's the size of you. And it slowly makes its way around your body and holds you and covers every inch of you. And you can breathe perfectly fine in this bubble. You feel warm and safe and home in it. For some reason, you don't know why, you don't need to know why. And just sit with this bubble around you for a moment. Does it smell like something comforting? Is it warm? Is it cool? Is it moist? Is it dry? What does it feel like? You feel safe and good and supported. Let's go back to that breath and just focus on wherever you feel that breath. If you feel your thoughts, your mind start to run with whatever it may be, just think to yourself, okay, there's some thoughts. I'm going to come back to my breath now. Or I'm going to come back to this bubble now. It's okay if you have some thoughts. We all do. Just try to bring it back to your breath, back to this bubble where we're all in our own individual, specially curated bubbles. Beautiful. If you feel safe and good in this bubble, we're going to stay in it. If not, you can kind of just let it float away. Let's take another breath in, a big one. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to go back in time. We're going to start some of that inner child work, okay? Again, if at any moment you feel your thoughts drift off, just come back to your breath. Come back to my voice. If you had a childhood nickname that you liked, I want you to start calling yourself that. If not, that's okay. Just call yourself, whatever works for you. And what I want you to do is to think back of a time from the age you were, let's say, 5 to 14 or 12, or really any time when you felt like a kid. I want you to think back to one joyful experience, one joyful moment. It could be tiny, it could be large, it could be a period of multiple days, it could have lasted 1 minute, just one time. It can be by yourself in your room, it could have been with others. Just one time as a kid when you felt joyful, whatever that means to you. I'll give you a second, try and land on just one moment. I know sometimes a few may come to mind, maybe a few not joyful ones too, but try and land on just one joyful moment, one joyful memory from when you were a kid. And I want you to come into that moment. Enter that moment. Just feel how your body felt as a kid. Were you tingly? Were you warm? Were you vibrating? Were you tense? Were you relaxed? Were you smiling? Were you smirking? Come into your body, just really feel how that felt inside you. Because that is you, that was you. You know. How did your chest feel? How did your midsection feel? Were you neutral? That's okay too. Do you feel neutral? And once you've come into your body in that memory, in that moment, I want you to look around where you are in that moment and just find something in the area, anything. It can be what you were doing, it can be a person. Just find something to look at, to visualize. Focus on the details of that item, person, thing, place. Colors it. If you can touch it or pick it up in your hand, what does it feel like? Now let go of that one item. I want you to think about what it smells like. What does it smell like where you are? Are there any other textures around you? It could be, what you were wearing. Does that have a certain feel to it? Does the ground? Does anything have a texture to it or a scent? If you had one sentence as a kid to summarize this experience or moment, what was that one sentence? The I am blank, this is happening, whatever, it could be anything. Just a sentence to describe this memory, either it's your feeling or what's happening. One sentence, it could be even one word. Once you've decided on that sentence or word, kind of store that away for yourself so you have that. And I want you to come back to again how your body feels. What's going on with your body? Is your heart racing? Are you breathing slowly or fast? And I want you to release the visualization around you and stay just with how your body feels. And slowly come out of that visualization and transition to where we are right now. But I want you, if possible, to keep that feeling of how your body felt or how it feels right now. Keep those feelings. Come back to where we are right now. Maybe place your hands on the ground or on yourself just to get yourself back here for a moment. So we know we're here. We're back. We're our adult self too as well now. All right, and go ahead and drop that body feeling. Let it all go for a moment. All right, take a breath in, out. And go ahead and open your eyes whenever you're ready. Awesome. That's fun, kind of going back to whatever place that was. I wish I could hear what your places were. That was a lovely little just imagination exploration you did. We're going to move on to our writing portion, our writing exercise. So if you're sticking around, please grab a piece of paper and a pen, and we'll get started. All right, if you're ready to do the writing exercise, what you're going to need is, again, a piece of paper. You need two sides to it. So you can either take one piece of paper and draw a line down the middle, or you, like me, you have a journal and you have a left hand and a right hand side. So how this is going to work is we're going to write with our dominant hand as our current selves and our non-dominant hand as our past selves, our child selves, our inner child selves, all right? So on your dominant side hand page, so for me, that's the right page. So I'm just going to be referring it as to my dominant side as the right side, okay? So on my right side, I wrote current Kate or present Kate or whatever. My name is Kate, obviously. So whatever, today Kate, whatever that is, adult Kate, whatever you'd like to write. You write that on the dominant hand side. On the non-dominant hand side, which for me is the left, I wrote what I like to be, what makes me feel good when I hear a nickname from my past, which is Katie Wadey, which is what my cousins used to call me. So whether you have a nickname from the past that you like, or your, guardian called you Pumpkin or whatever that may be, you can put that on the left-hand side, or you can just put, inner child, past self, whatever it may be on the non-dominant side, because you're going to be writing with your non-dominant hand on that side. So how it's going to work is current Kate, current self with your dominant hand is going to ask your inner child self a question. Then your inner child with your non-dominant hand is going to answer. And it's really helpful that we meditated, if you did meditate before this, so you just can flow without thinking too much about it and not judging yourself. So let's start. I'll give you a few prompts, and then you can write as your inner child, or you can come up with your own questions. So something I really like to ask myself, my inner child self, I'm going to take my dominant hand and I'm going to write. And I write to myself as my nickname that brings her out. Hey, Katie Wadey, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? And I write that with my dominant hand. And I take my non-dominant hand and I write my answer. And I just let it come to me. I don't think too much about it. Also, I can't write much with my non-dominant hand, so it's usually pretty simple. The first thing that comes out is hug. So Katie wants to hug. I don't know if I want to hug myself or an animal or someone else, but that's something that came out for me. So why don't you give that a try? Hey, talk to yourself, your inner child. What do you want to do today? And I'll give you another question, all right? Hey, Katie Wadey. This is another prompt. Hey, Katie Wadey. What do you want for dinner today? Or breakfast, wherever you're at in your day. What do you want for a meal today? Bacon. So, better go get some bacon. I asked myself, what do you want for dinner today? And I'll give us one more question, which is, hey, what is something that makes you laugh? Right with your dominant hand, what is something that makes you laugh? I said poop. It does. Poop makes me laugh. And I'll give you one more to do later. on another day, or you can do it right now and pause the video, which is hey or hi, however you want to talk to your inner child. Hey, what would make you feel better right now? What would make you feel better right now, Katie Wadey, or inner child? All right, so that's the writing exercise. Super simple, super fun, very different. Something I like to do when honestly I'm like, what should I do today? So we're gonna move on to movement now. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna move around, move our bodies, and play pretty much. So I'll meet you standing up, and yeah, let's have a good time. Hey, I hope you enjoyed those last two exercises. I wanted to get us up and moving, get some energy in us. This will be like less than 10 minutes. Honestly, these are just like fun ways to move. These are some ideas for maybe you want to go to a park and do them. That's what I do. Just to kind of connect with your inner child every once in a while and play. I love to play. So let's get started with just like some skipping. You can just skip. Like I cannot look angry and skip at the same time. If I do, it just makes me smile. So we're just skipping back and forth. Maybe have more room than I do. Just skipping. It's fun, right? It's fun. And then I sometimes forget how to skip mid-skip. Love it. Skipping. Am I still skipping? I don't know. This is one of those things where when you do it for a long time, you do it in place. That's how you skip, yeah. Nice. Good pony too. A pony. Keep skipping. Nice. All right, we're gonna jump rope. Just like if you had a jump rope. I used to love to jump rope. We're jumping rope. And the cool thing about imaginary rope, you can like do like 3 in a row when you jump. Jumping rope. Love it. We're just getting that blood pumping. We're feeling like kids, right? And now we're gonna move to hopscotch. Nice leapfrog with yourself or with a person if you have a person in your house. I wish one of my animals would do this with me. If you feel silly, that's good, you're doing it right. Nice. All right, just a few more things. I loved to roller skate, and as a child, I didn't skateboard or anything, but I loved to roller skate. I'm just gonna do some skaters. I just hit my foot. Okay, here we go. Skaters. Or some people, I can call them skiers or something. Nice. We can stick to the skipping or do something else that I can't think of that you did as a kid. And last but not least, this is my favorite stuff to do, is to like try and balance and stuff, you know? So, I like to do this thing that I don't do right, but from yoga. Oh my gosh. Ah! Where you like almost fall on your head, or headstands, or just like, you know, try to do a cartwheel. I can't do a cartwheel. Ta-da! So those are just some ideas to kind of like play, fun, have a good time, be a kid again. We're gonna do kind of a cool down, check out type thing. So check out, it does not mean the same as opposite of check in, I just realized. We're gonna do a cool down. So go ahead and get seated again. Awesome. I just want you to give yourself a hug. Close your eyes. Give yourself a hug. I want you to tell your inner child that they did an awesome job today. Just like such a great job. And I also want you to tell your present self that you did an incredible job showing up and doing these exercises today. I just want you to tell your inner child that they're safe. They can come out now. They can play. And that you love them. I love you. All right, go ahead and release that hug. Big inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and open your eyes. You did it. It was very silly, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you can take some of this into your day. I hope you learned what you want for dinner, and you can go eat that now for dinner. And I'll see you next time.